Hi, my name is Kelly Amos, and I want to thank you for watching this video. This is just kind of the pregame for the 5-day introduction to meal planning and prep and portion control. A lot of you have received the containers, either they originated with our 21-day fix program, and then again with our 21-day fix extreme. And they just really are revolutionary as far as what they've done for people with weight loss, and just really for me being able to help people find balance and just balanced eating. My background is I am a nutrition specialist, a fitness and nutrition specialist, and a behavior change coach. And so this is something I can use these containers with everyone, whether it's a significant weight loss, people who haven't ever really made any food before and don't really know what clean eating looks like, to people who are pretty dialed into their training and just need some, want to get better at their eating pretty well, pretty clean, but we can always improve, to Division I athletes and people that are training for Ironman. And so it's just such a useful tool, but it seems so easy when you first get them. But I know who eats by tally marks and who eats in little boxes. So I've developed a system that I think is a little bit it helped me. I couldn't eat by tally marks. That's not how I roll. So over the next 5 days, what we're going to be doing is you're going to be learning how to first where you are, and then as far as your eating and your nutrition goes, and finding balance, and then how to be able to have balanced eating and have more of an awareness as far as your meal planning and your prep, how to prepare food. Preparing food actually saves you time and money. And then getting more into fine tuning. And this is only a 5-day free thing. And so I have a lot of different groups and a lot of different ways that I work with my clients. So this isn't an end all, and there are people that have been using the containers consistently and just need a little bit of help fine tuning. There are people that tried and it just didn't work for them at all, and then there are also people that didn't really consider using them because they're already eating pretty well, but they just are needing help with gaining weight or eating enough calories, and where should those calories be coming from. So some of it might not be really applicable to you, but I'm sure that you will all get something out of it. So what I've done is I've opened up the Facebook group and added people to it. In the group, I have already uploaded some forms, and the forms that I've uploaded are a list of the containers and where you may fall. This isn't about counting calories. This is about nutrient tracking, but there will be, if you're filling these containers that certain number, you're going to have this caloric range within the column that you fall, and that's all based on your weight, not your gender, as well as we can talk about individually about what you're doing as far as your training and how we would modify that, and what your goals are. Is it weight loss? Is it weight gain? Is it lean? I don't care about losing weight. I just want more lean tissue. So if I gain a little, that's fine. I just want to change in my body composition. And I also have uploaded a food list. Now the food list that's not all you can have. It just shows you the foods and that go into each container. Some of them you might think, really, that's that? But that's just the way it works. If you stay to the higher level, the higher tier, then in general those tend to have a little bit more of a nutrient value to it. So staying on the higher level, the top of the list, versus sticking down and living on the bottom of the list. I also did upload a vegan list for those of you that are vegan or want some more vegetarian, tend to eat more that way. Then you might want to follow those lists instead. As well as I have uploaded what came with your program or in your book, or however you got your containers, which is Beachbody's tally sheet. But again, I don't eat by tally marks, but I'm going to ask that that's what you use at first. I created this PDF, and it's modifiable. I can change it for depending on, this is the lowest category as far as consumption, and I will be explaining this more in a separate video, but that's my system that I created, and I'll tell you how to use it. But what we first need to do, the very beginning, is I need to know, you need to know where you are. I was speaking with Jen, just met her today, and she's in the group here, and I was explaining to her how when you have a goal, when you have a destination somewhere that you want to get, you really need to know where you are before you can make a plan, before you can see how to get there. So if I gave you my address and you plugged it into your phone, the first question that would pop up is, can your Google Maps wants to access your location? And without accessing your location, it's not going to be able to tell you where to go. So that's what we need to do first, is we need to access your location. We need to know how are you eating? And I did this with my husband several months ago, and I didn't have him follow the containers. I had him be aware of how many times he was supposed to fill that yellow, how many times he was supposed to fill his green. Those were the two that I was mostly concerned about with him, because he's overloading on the yellow, and he thinks he eats a lot of vegetables because he eats them every night at dinner, because that's the meal I'm making for him. So it's important that you know where you are. So I want you to just eat how you normally would eat, but I want you to use the tally sheet. How many times are you filling that yellow container? So there is going to be some measuring involved or some attention made. You are going to be tracking, but you're not going to adjust anything. Let's just see where you are. So if you were going to eat that bagel for breakfast, and you were going to have a sandwich for lunch, and you had tacos for dinner, or you had oatmeal for breakfast and you had a sandwich for lunch, and you had tacos for dinner, you had rice as a side dish, you've already exceeded your yellow, but yet you've got all this empty space on your green, under your green column. So that's what we need to do, is we need to see where you are to kind of make some shifts there. And from there, we can start to look at how do we prep our meals and how do we plan so it fits into these colors, into this rainbow. And I know Amy had a question about her concern is, how do you bring those into your normal life? And that's really a big thing too, is how I already have this meatloaf, and how does that work with the containers? And so we'll talk about that as well. I'm going to encourage you to use my website and use the recipes on there. There's a delicious meatloaf. There's super good, I mean, amazing recipes. I love them. You will love them. And the math is done for you. So sorry about that. So you don't have to do all of the measuring and tracking yourself. You can just look at those recipes, but that will be as we get into this a little bit. So the first thing is to know where you are. This group starts on Monday, but I'm posting this video now so that you can start to get all of your things together and start paying attention now, and you will have more information coming from me. If you have any questions or anything, just post it right underneath this video here, and I'll get to you. You can also private message me if you would prefer that. And I'm really looking forward to this, and keep your questions coming, okay? Hope you're having a great day, and again, I'm really looking forward to this.